In 1967, a 16-year-old boy from Lahore, Pakistan, arrived at the University of Illinois with $500 to his name. His first job in America paid $1.20 per hour, washing dishes in the university cafeteria. He could not afford a meal plan. He slept in a room so small that his feet hung off the edge of the bed. 55 years later, that boy owns an NFL franchise, a Premier League football club, and one of the largest auto parts manufacturers on Earth. His personal net worth exceeds $12 billion. He has a signature mustache that is more recognizable to NFL fans than most quarterbacks' faces. His name is Shahid Khan, and his story is not an anomaly. Pakistani-Americans have quietly assembled one of the most impressive wealth profiles of any immigrant community in the United States, building fortunes in manufacturing, technology, healthcare, cybersecurity, and consumer retail. They are citizens. They are employers. They are taxpayers. And the combined scale of their economic contribution makes them functionally untouchable. This is the story of how the richest Pakistani family in America was built from a dish pit to a dynasty. Chapter 1. The Dishwasher. Shahid Khan was born on July 18, 1950 in Lahore, Pakistan, into a middle-class family involved in the construction industry. As a teenager, he became fascinated with the idea of attending an American university. In 1967, at the age of 16, he enrolled at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign to study industrial engineering. He arrived with $500. That was the total sum of his resources in a foreign country. His first job was washing dishes in the university cafeteria. The hourly wage was $1.20. The work was grueling, the hours long, and the pay barely covered his basic expenses. But Khan was not merely surviving. He was studying the American manufacturing system with the intensity of an engineer who understood that the greatest fortunes are built not in finance or technology, but in the physical infrastructure of industry. While washing dishes, he observed how the cafeteria operated, how supplies were managed, how logistics functioned. He was learning the mechanics of American business from the lowest rung of its ladder. Khan has spoken publicly about those early years. He described the culture shock of arriving in a small Midwestern college town from one of the largest cities in Pakistan. Lahore was a metropolis of millions. Urbana-Champaign was cornfields and campus buildings. But Khan found something in the Midwest that would shape his entire career: an industrial culture built on manufacturing, precision, and an absolute intolerance for waste. Central Illinois was surrounded by factories, agricultural machinery companies, and engineering firms. The Midwest did not produce glamour. It produced things. Khan recognized immediately that this was where fortunes were made. He graduated with a degree in industrial engineering and took a job at Flex Engate, a small auto parts manufacturing company in Urbana, Illinois. He started on the factory floor. He learned stamping, welding, and metal fabrication. He understood the product, he understood the process, and he understood the margins. Within a few years, he had redesigned several of the company's core manufacturing processes, reducing waste and improving output quality. His engineering training from the University of Illinois was not merely academic. It was immediately applicable to the physical reality of bending steel. Chapter 2. The Factory. Flex Engate manufactured bumpers, running boards, and other stamped metal components for the automotive industry. Khan worked his way through the engineering department and began developing innovative one-piece bumper designs that were lighter, cheaper to produce, and easier to install than the multi-piece assemblies used by competitors. In 1980, at the age of 30, Khan purchased Flex Engate from the original owner, Charles Gleason Butso. The purchase price has not been publicly disclosed, but multiple accounts describe it as a leveraged buyout financed primarily through debt. Khan bet everything on his ability to grow the company's revenue fast enough to service the debt. The bet paid. Khan secured a contract with Toyota to supply bumpers for the Camry. Toyota's quality requirements were the most demanding in the automotive industry. Meeting them forced Flex Engate to adopt lean manufacturing principles and continuous improvement processes that transformed the company's operations. Khan then leveraged the Toyota relationship to win contracts with General Motors, Ford, and virtually every other major automaker. Today, Flex-N-Gate employs over 27,000 people across 72 manufacturing facilities in 12 countries. Annual revenue exceeds $9 billion. The company is the largest privately held auto parts manufacturer in the United States. If you have driven a car manufactured in the last 20 years, there is a high probability that a Flex-N-Gate component was built into the vehicle. Chapter 3. The Owner. In 2012, Shahid Khan purchased the Jacksonville Jaguars of the National Football League for approximately $770 million. He became the first person of Pakistani origin to own a major professional sports franchise in the United States. The Jaguars were one of the least valuable franchises in the NFL at the time, plagued by poor attendance, weak on-field performance, and persistent rumors that the team would relocate. Khan did not relocate. He invested. He committed to Jacksonville, renovating the stadium, improving the fan experience, and eventually proposing a $1.4 billion stadium redevelopment project. The Jaguars franchise is now valued at approximately $4 billion, more than 5 times what Khan paid for it. He also purchased Fulham Football Club of the English Premier League, making him one of the few people on Earth who own major professional sports teams in both the United States and Europe. Khan's mustache has become one of the most recognizable features in American sports ownership. He appears at every Jaguars home game, watching from the owner's box, a visual reminder that the man who once washed dishes for $1.20 per hour now owns the team, the stadium, and a substantial portion of the city's economic identity. The purchase of Fulham deserves its own examination. Khan acquired the London club in 2013 and navigated the turbulent waters of English football with the same patience he applied to auto parts manufacturing. Fulham was relegated from the Premier League in Khan's first season of ownership. Rather than sell, he invested in the squad, the academy, and the infrastructure. Fulham earned promotion back to the Premier League and has stabilized as a competitive top-flight club. Khan understood that football clubs, like manufacturing companies, are long-term compounding assets. The Premier League's skyrocketing broadcast rights have made Fulham's value appreciate dramatically since his purchase. Khan is now one of a select group of individuals who own professional sports franchises on 2 continents. His portfolio spans the most popular sport in America and the most popular sport on Earth. He did not achieve this by choosing one market. He chose both. Chapter 4. The Empire. Shahid Khan's net worth is estimated by Forbes at approximately $12.3 billion. His wealth is diversified across automotive manufacturing, professional sports, real estate, and technology investments. He lives in Urbana, Illinois, the same college town where he washed dishes as a teenager. He did not move to Manhattan or Miami. He stayed. Khan's investment philosophy is grounded in manufacturing. He believes that physical production, the act of bending metal and assembling components, creates the most durable wealth because it is the hardest to replicate. Software can be copied, financial instruments can be synthesized, but a 72-facility global manufacturing operation with contracts spanning every major automaker requires decades of accumulated expertise, relationships, and capital. Khan's moat is not an algorithm, it is steel. The scale of Flex-N-Gate's operations is difficult to comprehend without understanding how the automotive supply chain functions. Every major automaker relies on a tiered system of suppliers. Tier 1 suppliers like Flex-N-Gate deliver finished components directly to the assembly line. If Flex-N-Gate stops shipping bumpers for a single day, an entire assembly plant can halt production. The cost of a single day of downtime at a major auto plant can exceed $20 million. This means that Khan's company does not simply serve the automakers. It holds leverage over them. A supplier with 72 plants and exclusive contracts across multiple vehicle platforms cannot be replaced overnight. This structural position is what makes Khan's wealth so durable. He is not selling a luxury, he is selling a necessity. Beyond Flex-N-Gate and the Jaguars, Khan has invested in urban development projects in Jacksonville, Illinois, and London. He views each of his sports teams as an urban development catalyst, a single investment that anchors an entire ecosystem of restaurants, hotels, retail, and residential real estate. The sports franchise is not the product. The city around it is. In Jacksonville, Khan proposed a $1.4 billion redevelopment of the area surrounding the stadium, including mixed-use real estate, entertainment venues, and commercial space. The project would transform an entire section of the city's downtown, turning a parking lot wasteland into a livable urban district. Khan understood what many sports owners miss. A stadium is only as valuable as the neighborhood around it. By investing in the neighborhood, he increases the value of the stadium, the franchise, and every property he owns within a mile radius. It is a compounding strategy applied to real estate, and it mirrors exactly how he scaled Flex Endgate. Invest in infrastructure, expand capacity, and let the returns compound over decades. Chapter 5. The Pakistani-American Ascent. Shahid Khan is the most prominent Pakistani-American billionaire, but he is not the only Pakistani immigrant to build a significant American enterprise. The broader Pakistani-American community has produced a remarkable concentration of entrepreneurs, physicians, engineers, and technology founders. Tariq Farid immigrated from Sahiwal, Pakistan, at the age of 12, speaking no English. His family settled in East Haven, Connecticut, and opened a small flower shop. Farid worked in the shop after school and during weekends, learning the mechanics of retail, customer service, and perishable inventory management. In 1999, he founded Edible Arrangements, a company that replaced traditional flower bouquets with arrangements made entirely of sculpted fresh fruit. Industry observers dismissed the concept as a gimmick. Who would pay premium prices for fruit cut into flower shapes? Farid proved them catastrophically wrong. He grew Edible Arrangements into a franchise with over 1,000 locations across 14 countries, generating hundreds of millions in annual revenue. The company's success was built on a simple insight. People send flowers to express emotions, and the emotional gesture matters more than the material. Fruit arrangements were fresher, more original, and more memorable than flowers. Farid did not compete with florists on their terms. He created an entirely new category and owned it completely. He transformed a fruit basket into a global brand through sheer franchise engineering, operational discipline, and a Pakistani immigrant's refusal to accept that an idea is too small to scale. Ashar Aziz was born in Pakistan and studied electrical engineering at MIT before earning his MBA from Berkeley. He worked at Sun Microsystems, where he developed expertise in network security, before founding FireEye in 2004. FireEye pioneered the use of virtual machine-based sandboxing to detect zero-day malware, a technology that fundamentally changed how corporations and governments defend against cyber attacks. Traditional antivirus software relied on signatures of known threats. FireEye's approach was radically different. It executed suspicious files in isolated virtual environments and watched their behavior in real time, catching attacks that no signature-based system could detect. FireEye went public in 2013 at a valuation exceeding $3 billion. The company's clients included Fortune 500 corporations, federal intelligence agencies, and military organizations across multiple countries. FireEye was later acquired by a consortium led by Symphony Technology Group for $1.2 billion. Aziz built a company that protects some of the most sensitive digital infrastructure in the world. The irony is unmistakable. A man who immigrated from Pakistan built the cybersecurity technology that defends the United States government against nation-state cyber attacks. In the medical field, Pakistani-American physicians represent one of the largest groups of foreign-trained doctors in the United States. They staff hospitals in rural communities where American-born doctors often refuse to practice. They perform surgeries, deliver babies, and treat chronic diseases in regions that would face healthcare deserts without their presence. The stereotype of the immigrant who takes jobs from Americans collapses entirely when the immigrant is the only cardiologist in a 3-county radius. The Pakistani-American community numbers over 500,000 people in the United States. Over 60% hold at least a bachelor's degree, and the median household income of Pakistani-American families significantly exceeds the national average. They are disproportionately represented in medicine, engineering, information technology, and entrepreneurship. This is not a community seeking entry. It is a community that has already arrived and is compounding its influence across every sector of the American economy. Collectively, Pakistani-American entrepreneurs have founded technology companies, restaurant chains, healthcare practices, real estate firms, and manufacturing operations across all 50 states. Their businesses generate billions in combined revenue and employ hundreds of thousands of American workers. The community's economic footprint is so deeply integrated into American commerce that extracting it would leave visible holes in industries from cybersecurity to fast food to automotive manufacturing. Chapter 6. The Untouchable. The subtitle of this video states that even ICE cannot touch them. This is not a provocation, it is a structural observation about economic power. When a family controls a manufacturing operation that employs 27,000 Americans, generates $9 billion in annual revenue, and supplies critical components to every major automaker in the country, that family is embedded in the American economy at a level that transcends immigration status. They are not guests, they are pillars. Their removal would not just affect one company, it would disrupt supply chains, eliminate tens of thousands of jobs, and send shockwaves through the automotive industry. Consider the arithmetic of disruption. Flex N-Gate's 72 plants span the United States, Canada, Mexico, China, Argentina, Germany, Spain, and several other countries. Each plant employs hundreds of workers. Each plant feeds components into assembly lines that produce vehicles purchased by millions of American consumers. The interdependence is so deep that no single government agency could untangle Khan's operation from the American automotive sector without triggering cascading failures across the entire industry. This is not political protection. It is industrial physics. Shahid Khan became a United States citizen decades ago. His children are American. His employees are American. His stadium is on American soil. His bumpers are on American cars. His taxes fund American infrastructure. The question of whether he belongs in the United States is not a question at all. It is answered by every vehicle on every highway in the country. The man who washed dishes for $1.20 per hour now employs 27,000 people and owns an NFL franchise worth $4 billion. He did not inherit his position. He engineered it, one bumper at a time, from the factory floor of a small auto parts company in central Illinois to the owner's box of an American stadium. That is not an immigration story. That is an American manufacturing story. And the two have always been the same thing. From Lahore to the NFL. From a dish pit to a $12 billion empire. Shahid Khan did not just succeed in America. He became an irreplaceable component of its industrial infrastructure. And he is joined by fruit arrangers, cybersecurity pioneers, medical device inventors, and 500,000 Pakistani-Americans whose education, enterprise, and economic output have made them one of the most productive immigrant communities in the nation's history. Which chapter of the Khan story is most remarkable? The dishwashing or the NFL ownership? Tell us below. Subscribe to Global Status. We track the fortunes that cross continents and build empires.